smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news, that's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. A positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match. Kate and Jim getting at it. Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. In transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Match, Kate and Jim getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match, that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, Mickey has her name drop. You stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is.
Welcome back to Kate and Jimbo. Hope everyone is well today. Jimbo is back and is currently getting over a cold. Or
it's not cold. It's man flu. You don't understand, you females. How bad man flu is.
Well, I've got a sore throat, and yet I just carry on regardless.
Yeah, but you haven't got man flu.
Honestly,
man flu is another level of illness.
I've never known anything like it. All I can say. But we're back. The dynamic duo is back. And yeah, after a great week of weekend of football, particularly for Spurs, and actually that locked down the road as well. But anyway, we will dive into that as we go along. Jimbo, how are you doing today?
I'm waiting for Jess to come in the chat.
You're so mean.
I've got a song for her.
But how are you feeling?
Man flued up, darling. I need you to look after me.
That's all I've done for 2 days. You can do it your bloody self now.
Great wife. You've been a great wife. I can't. You've been brilliant.
Did him a lovely roast beef dinner yesterday to make him feel a bit better. Which
was lovely.
Yeah. So now you've got to just carry on. Let's use it. Yeah, we've got Designed to Win. Says, afternoon, Kate and Jimbo. Trust you are both well. Finally, we have won before the international break. Yes. Phew. I think it was really important to get that monkey off our back early, because I said to Jim, if we lose again, it's just going to fester and fester and fester and become a big thing. What?
We was never going to lose.
Big up to Reform Patriot. I'm not sure what Gary Neville has said. Please do let me know. He says so much. I'm not sure what he's actually said, but I'll be interested to know if you're here. Shem Tan is in the house saying, afternoon, Princess Kate, said Jimbo, hope you're both doing good. At the moment, yes, I have a voice. I did think last night I was going to wake up this morning with no voice because my throat felt croaky, but it's just a little bit sore. Big up Anthony says, where's Jess today? I don't know. I'm sure she'll be in. I was going to invite her on, but you know what? We wasn't sure we was going to be doing a stream because Jim's been ill and I've not felt great the weekend. So I didn't plan anything, but I'm sure she will be here if she's free. Big up Harmless Potato as well. Hope you are doing good today. Before we get onto the football, just got to say, me and Jimbo got up quite early this morning and we sat and watched some of that Ed Gein new show on Netflix. I think we've only watched 2 episodes and it actually made me gag. And let me tell you something, nothing makes me jump Nothing scares me and nothing makes me gag, but this actually made me gag. So if you are going to watch it, just be warned. It is very brutal. Shem says, feel better with your man flu, Jimbo. They just don't understand how devastating man flu is.
See, Shemtan knows. Shemtan knows.
Pathetic is all I can say. Absolutely pathetic.
Well, I say the same thing, so they can't all be wrong.
But they can, but they can all be pathetic. Anthony is singing Top of the League. Ole, ole, said I'd be singing it. Yes, Arsenal are currently sat top of the league. What I find so absolutely incredible is that Arsenal have gone down to odds on and Liverpool have drifted out to 11-4, nearly 3-1.
It's got to be worth 20 quid, isn't it?
It is absolutely bonkers. I think the bookmakers have had a bang to the head. But Arsenal's team, you've got to be honest, I think, and say if you had to look at every Premier League team so far this season, Arsenal have looked the most impressive overall. Jim, would you agree?
Yeah, look. I'm just going to go on bet 365 see what they say. Look, I think West Ham have took points off of Arsenal for the last 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And there's a new manager bounce this week, and they look very, very comfortable, Arsenal. But I don't think Arsenal played particularly well. I don't think they played well, Arsenal, at all. I think if they'd have been playing a better team, that they might have come a bit unstuck. But then again, you say that, and if they'd have played a better team, they might have played better. West Ham could have brought their standard down, but they did look comfortable. West Ham are terrible. If they don't go down, even with Nuno there, I'll be really surprised.
Yeah, they are terrible.
But to me, I think we've watched every team in the league at some time or other this season, and they look by far the worst team to me.
Yeah, they do look very poor. Paul Rowan says you were never going to lose like Jimbo told you. Afternoon to you, John Stokes, saying I had that flu, was in bed 3 days, knocked me for 6. Jim has had a cold. Jim, don't lie, because the flu can be quite serious. You have had a cold. You've been sneezing and sniffling.
You don't understand man flu.
Oh, he's pathetic. I swear to God, he's had a runny nose, and he's sat there. Oh, I feel so ill. It's pathetic. As someone who has a chronic pain condition and suffers every day, I find it so pathetic. A little snivel.
I've got chronic pain all my life as well. You. Every day
I knew that was coming, but it took you half hour to get it out. But I knew it was coming. Absolute Burke. John says, play the Kinski. Look, we will get into that. A lot of people saying we should give Kinski a start. Anthony says, even with the injuries, the players coming off the bench don't make us weak. Look, that's the strength in depth that Arsenal have got. I think you've got the best strength in depth in the whole of the league. So really, there should be no excuses. They should be winning the league. Yusuf says, I hate football. Well, listen, it's early days. He's a Liverpool fan. It's early days. Liverpool still.
They're Premier League champions, right? They won everything there is to win in the last few years, and they're second in the league by 1 point. Why do you hate football? I just don't get that.
They obviously thought they were going to walk the league, I guess. I don't know.
They still might. It's only 7 games in.
Exactly. West Ham are shit. Ole, ole, says Destiny 5. Delighted for Matthias Tell the most, contributing to us winning against Leeds will give him the world of confidence. Connor, I'm so happy for the kid. Absolutely delighted. Let's hope it starts a run of form for him. Big up Steve D says, I can't lie, Monster disappointed me, I'm afraid. Good viewing, but so dramatised. Look, I've only 2 episodes in. I can't believe my gorgeous Charlie Hunnam is being such a fiend. It's very bizarre. It's very creepy. It's very stomach turning. But we shall watch it. What's that?
I just put £10 on Liverpool to win the league.
And it pays 56.66.
Yeah.
Oh, 5,666. Oh,
Yeah, that's about to work for me.
big up, Destiny.
Stupid.
Good afternoon, Barbaric says good afternoon to the beautiful Kate and delusional Jimbo. I love that.
And hello, Steve. Who did I miss? Steve, Daniel. Did I miss Daniel?
Daniel's just come in. Big up, Daniel. Says, I'm sorry, this is short-term thinking by fans because 2 weeks Arsenal were in a mini crisis, 5 points off the top of the league apparently, and now they're clear favourites. It is ridiculous to have an 11-4 odds on Liverpool to win the league, 11-4, and Arsenal to be, I think they're 10-11. It's. I've never known a bookie swing like it so early in the season. But look, we'll see. They just don't understand, Jimbo, says Shem.
Thank you, Shem.
Jimbo, I agree. Man flu's a real thing. I got your back, brother. Honestly, pathetic. Big up, lovely Martin Knightsbridge says, afternoon, you two. Leave Jim alone, woman. Women will never understand man flu. It's a real thing, Kate. You just look after my boy and be a good little wifey. That's all I've done all weekend. Now I feel poorly. Who's going to look after me? Who's going to look after me, Jimbo?
Pain, you keep telling me.
We have got Paul saying Arsenal usually celebrate their trophies in October. Long way to go. Key players out. Exactly. Big up Steve FC saying Leeds away was always going to be hard. So good victory, especially before the international break. Daniel said, congrats Arsenal on becoming October champions. Yeah, the one thing they criticised us for was celebrating too early. And honestly, you would think they've won the league already. But look, obviously Tottenham did break that curse at the weekend. Did beat Leeds 2-1 in a hard-fought win, although I didn't particularly feel like we were ever in real trouble. Jimbo, what did you make of the match?
I thought it was a hard-fought match. They're a tough team to beat at home. They haven't lost. I'm kind of confused. I thought the last time they lost was last December, yet people are saying they haven't lost for 14 months. It kind of confused me.
It was over a year ago they lost.
Yeah, but if they lost in last December, that's not 14 months, is it?
Well, maybe it was in the league. Maybe that was in a cup or something. I don't know. But either way, it was a long bloody time.
Yeah, we've took that away from them. It's a hard-fought match. I mean, they're tough. They've got some big players. And they're very physical. But look, cream always rises to the top.
Is that it? Is that all you got to say about it?
No, it was a very good game. I enjoyed it. It was. I never felt like we were going to lose it. Not at all. It was just. It was just a crap weather. It was just a hard-fought match, wasn't it? It was a tough game. It was like old-style football. Going back years, which I enjoyed.
It was very, very physical. They're a very physical side. And I don't mean that as in, like, I'm saying they're dirty, but they've got such big guys. They just bang players off the ball for fun.
That's why they're called Dirty Leeds.
Yeah, but I don't think they were particularly dirty at the weekend.
But they're very physical, and they're a very physical team.
That's what I just said.
I mean, they got some good players. That one who scored the goal, I really like him.
Or something.
Yeah. And Rodon's a bit of a beast as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Big old fella.
Jimbo. Match typified how deceiving XG and stats are. We controlled the game. Yeah, I agree. I also agree that they've got some big lumps in their team. And this is what I was trying to say. I don't think they were dirty, but I think they were very physical. They pushed our players off the ball, sometimes too easily. But I really enjoyed it. It was a real good scrap. As I say, I don't really think we ever felt in trouble. Even the goal that they scored really come from nowhere. Vicario, even though I'm very critical of him at recent times, he was unlucky because he parried it out and then it touched his hand again straight into the path of the Leeds player. So he was a little bit unlucky there. But
I don't agree.
Go on.
It was coming at him. It was coming at him, right? And it took a deflection. but he could have palmed it out and he punched it, right? And when you punch a ball, you're never going to get it to go in the position you want it to, unless you're like punching it hard and high. If you look, he punched it when he was diving. He should have palmed it to the side. I don't agree with that. I think that he could have done better with that. Okay, I really do. Even though
Could have done better.
took a deflection. He's making me a little bit nervous with his saves where he's knocking them back into play. You know, as a goalkeeper, he should be knocking it to the side. You know, and it's not like it's balls that can't be knocked to the side. They can be when you see the ones he's knocking back into play. And when you knock them back into play, it's a 50-50 if it's going to go to a striker or a defender. And even though it went to a defender, it bounced off the defender's legs. He's making the game harder than what it should be for himself and the defenders. So
Steve says Vic's getting too much stick of late. What about the 2 saves that won us the game?
Yes, yeah. Well, look, Steve, you know me. I'm always fair. He won us the game in the end with some 2 really good saves. But I think he's got to sort out his well, you know, the diving and saving the ball. He should be catching more and pushing out to the side more. Every single game now, he's pushing it back in play. So that's something that's got to be addressed. I'm not saying that he's not a good shot, a stop shot, because he saved us.
I mean, shot stopper.
Shot stopper. He saved us a couple of times in the game. So, but he still, the goal could have been avoided.
Big up, Marianne. Good to see you, my lovely. Daniel says, let's not act like Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have not scored and Rodon missed a sitter in the first 10 minutes. I agree. But then you could look at Porro should have done better and he hit the side netting. We hit the bar. And the Kudus free kick, you know, that's ifs, buts, as it says on my shirt, ifs, buts and monkey nuts. But I still think we deserved the win. That's my opinion. It wasn't Vic's only fault either, says Spud. Drula, good morning. No, good afternoon. Says afternoon, Kate, Jimbo and Chat. Glad to see you've recovered from the man flu. Honestly, just don't. Harmless Potato says time to give Kinski a game. I agree, Jim. Maybe Vicario's got too comfortable and needs a wake-up call.
The thing is, I do watch the training, right? And they've been working with him on training. I said to Kate that they've been working with him on the floor, right? Kicking the ball at him and him catching it, right? And he's been doing fantastic. But then when it comes to the game, he doesn't seem to do it.
I worry that
I don't know why.
I worry that he can't catch a cold. He doesn't seem to ever catch the ball. That's the one thing that really worries me about him. But the international break, time to regroup, maybe give him some extra training. I don't know. But if it doesn't improve, I think there's a real argument to putting Kinski in, especially if we put him in the League Cup game and he shines against Newcastle, then there'd be a real argument to put him in there.
I mean, it's a difficult one because I think he does some saves, right? That there's not many keepers would save. Right? When it's an instant reaction, right? He's very, very quick and good at saving instant reactions.
Yeah, sorry. My throat's really sore, so I have to keep drinking. Before we carry on about the game, I'm just going to bring this comment up because this is what I meant to start with and I forgot. There was reports come out yesterday that Thomas Frank has contacted Ivan Toney directly about a loan move. I mean, I would be absolutely delighted with this guy. He's clinical. He knows where the back of the net is. Yes, he's had his demons, but, you know, he paid for it. He had his ban. And Thomas Frank,
demons, Kate.
Thomas Frank has obviously worked with him previously. I mean, Jimbo, how would you feel if we get Ivan Toney through the door?
Yeah, he knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. So, I mean, as for the demons out, I just think to myself, people do learn by their mistakes because he's had a few problems. And if Frank obviously knows him well, right? So if he thinks he's good enough to come back and play for us, who are we to argue?
I know a lot of people are saying he's got big wages, but if we could get him on a loan where we only proportion of his wages. Maybe that would work. It depends how much he wants to come back to the Premier League. But with the likes of Richarlison, Tell at the minute being our front two, obviously we're still waiting for Solanke to come back. I just think it'd be good to have someone clinical who knows where the back of the onion net is. If he comes back, he will lose about 300 grand a week, so he must really want to play. I mean, Daniel, I can see what you wrote. I'm struggling to see where Tottenham had complete control of that game when they had more big chances than us and completed over 100 more passes than us. If you consider that, if that's what you can call control, then I don't know. I mean, that's going on stats, but I watched it and I never felt like, obviously you go when there's a couple of chances, but I never felt like we was going to lose the game.
Yeah, you also go, oh shit, when we miss a few chances.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I never felt we was going to lose that game. I didn't.
No, I didn't. You know? I thought there was a time when, yeah, I know what you're saying. They had 4 big chances to our 1. Daniel, I can only say how I saw it. Everyone sees the game different. I personally never thought we were going to lose that game. I thought there might be a draw at one point, but I felt like we was in control of the game. We had that extra bit of quality. Kudus particularly, I thought was exceptional. I thought Udogie had a very good game. Lone move tells me Harry Kane coming back. Oh, that'd be nice. Having the majority of possession is not the same as having control. Exactly. 2 things are certain: we need a striker and a left winger. Good management from Frank to bring in Dancer and play free at the back at the end. Very good management. But we are going to do our player ratings, Jimbo, because we haven't done them yet. And first up is the man that everyone seems to be talking about at the minute. It is Big Vicario. What do you make of Vic at the weekend?
I'm going to give him a 7.
A 7?
Yeah, 7. He was he made a few mistakes, but also made some good saves. So I think 7's fair.
I would say a 6, and I think I'm being quite generous. My stream's a little laggy today. Let me just go out and back in. Hold on a sec. Jimbo, you're going to have to take the reins.
That should be a laugh. Eh? Right, let's have a look. Who else has given him? Destiny has give him a 5.5. I think that's a bit harsh. I think Kate's harsh, but she's always harsh. What's Barbaric has given a 5. Anyone else? I think that's a bit harsh. He did back. He did save us in the game again. Done 2 really good saves. I think 5.5 and 6 is a bit harsh.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm nervous when he's got to get the ball. So I'm giving him a 6 for bringing me nerves. It's as easy as that. I don't think he was terrible, and he did do a couple of good saves, but he could do better for sure. Marianne is also saying a 6. Then we've got Porro, another one that a lot of people have been speaking about.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Martin says, I like Vic, but I can't lie. He don't fill me with confidence like a good keeper should. He does some great things, but some worrying things. I'll give him a 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 6.5.
I mean, there is going to be a game.
6.2. Go on, Jim.
There is going to be games where it's going to cost us, where we won't get ourselves out of trouble.
Yeah. Next up, we have got Pedro Porro.
I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I think he did some really good stuff. But he got a bit roasted, didn't he? But I can't remember the guy's name.
The guy that scored.
In fact, I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to go down because I'm starting to think now how many times he got roasted.
Yeah. I think a 6.5 for Porro, because you're right, he did get roasted. He did some good stuff, but he also got roasted quite a lot by that. I want to say Ikafora, but I don't think that's his name, so I'm probably just making that off. Vic definitely does need catching practice. Porro 6, 5.8. Porro 6.5 should have been bought off for Spence. Porro for me is a winger, but wing back, so defensively ain't top draw, 6.5. Vic is not good enough if we want to challenge for the top 3. Harsh but true. I agree, Too Darn Soulful, but I think at the moment we're not challenging for the top 3. So, you know, do you think that's what it is, Destiny? That Porro's got butt hurt because he's not in the leadership group? There could be some truth in that, you know, because I felt sure he'd be in there.
No, I don't think so. Okay, I think that the leadership group is a bit there. You know, if you're a leader, you're a leader. You don't need to be in a group to be a leader on the football pitch. You know.
Big up to you, Lynn. Says, not being disingenuous, however, regardless of the manager last season winning against Leeds, the reply would have been, this is Leeds this season with the same players and now being put on the next level. Thing is, I don't think I would have ever just gone, this is Leeds, because Leeds, Ellen Road is one of those grounds like Stadium of Light, like St James's Park, where it's really difficult to go to. So I don't think I would have just gone, oh, it's Leeds. But I do understand what you're saying, for sure.
I wouldn't say it was just Leeds. I give it large when we was before we kicked off, because that's just me, and I give Jess some stick to have a laugh with her. But if Leeds were in the Championship and we was playing Leeds, it'd still be a hard game because they're a hard team to play against for anybody. You're never ever going to go and just roll Leeds over and beat them 4 or 5-0. It's just not going to happen. They're too tough for that. You know, all through the years, ever since I've ever known Leeds, no matter what division they're in, they're going to be a hard team to play against.
Big up, Rob. Good to see you, sir. Hate this leadership group. Have a captain, that's it. It worked for 100 years. I know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm a bit biased towards Porro. He's one of our most dependable players, week in, week out. The fact we're saying he was not at his best, yet still was better than okay. I love the player. Yeah, I do, Steve. I really do. I think
Steve, at the end of the day, he's allowed to have an off game, you know. And I think for Porro, it was a bit of an off game, but he still did some fantastic stuff. But we're lucky to have him. He's one of the players I look at and think, I'm so pleased we've got him. Talking of that, it's on the telly now.
Who, Porro?
No, they just had Tell's goal.
Van de Ven, Jimbo.
7.
Right.
Number 7. I thought he does what he has to do, doesn't he? But we conceded a goal. He's kind of Van de Ven for me. He's kind of going under the radar a little bit because he's not, because we're playing not as high up. You're not seeing as much from him. The big sprints back, and so I think he's going under the radar a little bit. So it's a solid 7, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say 7.5 because I think he is really improving. He's not, I said to you yesterday, he's not being asked to do those ridiculous runs up the pitch now. So we're seeing more of it, how good of a defender he is. So
most of the runs was coming back, chasing people when the ball was going over the top.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 7.5. I love Mickey. I actually want to change this picture of Vicario to Mickey Van de Ven because, you know, he's yummy. Next up, we've got our captain, fantastic Christian Romero. Jimbo, what would you give Christian Romero?
I think another 7. Okay, 7. Yeah. It's a bit like dancing on ice, whatever it's called. Strictly, that's it.
I'm going to give Romero an 8. I thought he was really, really good. I think he's a proper captain. God bless Sonny. You know, I'll never forget the years he's given the club. I'll never forget the fact he captained us to winning the Europa League. But Romero's the sort of captain that I've wanted to see for a long time. And I just think we look so much better when Romero is there. You're right, Destiny. He is a good-looking lad. And I want him to be looking over my shoulder rather than Big Vic. In 2 to 3 years, Van de Ven could be on his way to Madrid. That's how good he is. Let's hope not. I've done what people have done, and there's a little QR code. I don't know which way I've got to point to see it. I think it's that way.
The other way. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That way. That's to buy us a coffee if anyone does want to do it. It's just the same as a super chat, except YouTube don't get any of their dirty hands on it. But that is the barcode there. I'll have to work out how you put buy us a coffee. But I'm just proud I managed to get a barcode up there, to be fair. Len Goodman, I actually met him a couple of times. He was very nasty to my little boy. I took my little boy to his dance class when he was like 2.5, and he told him off for not following the steps. So I told him to pee off and left. But yeah, not a fan. When I watch Richie, it looks like he's auditioning for It's a Knockout. I'd like to knock him out. Destiny Udogie, Jimbo, how do you think he did at the weekend?
I thought he was fantastic. For me, I'm a bit disappointed he never got man of the match.
He was up against a very, very good Kudus performance.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. I'm going to give him a 9.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him a 9, but I'm going to give him an 8.5. He had a couple of times when he should have shot the ball straight away, and he decided to pass it. Okafor, that's his name. I thought he was better in the second half, but I think I'll give him an 8.5. No, I won't. I'm going to give him an 8. Yeah, I'm going to give him an 8. Anthony says best player on the day. Interesting.
I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was really good.
It's the best. I actually think this is a very rare thing to say. Since he's come back from his injury, I think he's improved.
I think it helps as well, Kate, that we got two good players in that position. So I think when they play every single game, it starts to take its toll, and they start making mistakes. But because we've got two in there and they've been swapping around, I think it's helped both of them. So he looks really sharp, Udogie, doesn't he?
Yeah, I do agree with Daniel, though, when his decision-making when he gets into the box is poor. Sometimes he should just take the shot. Other times he makes the wrong decision whether to pass it.
He'll get there.
But yeah, he's only young.
Yeah, he'll get there, I'm sure.
Paul Rowland says the bottom line is Spurs ain't going to be losing too many games under Frank. And
I agree.
I think that's fair to say. Another solid performance from this guy, in my opinion, João Paulinho, Jimbo. Although I will say I think his game changed when he got booked because he wasn't quite as physical afterwards, but that's not a bad thing. But I mean, what did you make of Paulinho?
I thought he was very good again. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're writing a team sheet, right, who's going on the team sheet, he's the first name on there for me, right? He's like the glue that holds it together, and for me, he would be my first one. Sat there in the middle, it would be his name first every time for me. He's just he doesn't look spectacular, right? He doesn't look like a world beater, but everything he does helps his team to win games. He's just a phenomenal player. Honestly, he just does what he has to do,
So what are you giving him?
I'm going to give him an 8, and the reason being is what you just said. Is he went a little bit quieter after the booking, so I'm going to give him an 8.
I'm going to give him a 7.5. He had that shot in the first half, whereas the week before, like you say, he did that he got that superb goal where he just silkily put it in, and this shot he blasted over the bar.
Yeah, and
I do think. I thought he's, funnily enough, although I'm saying he changed his game, I actually think he was slightly better in the second half. But he's a steady Eddie. He does what he is meant to do. He does
need him to do, Kate, in the team. He makes things easier for the back line. He wins the ball back and passes it on. Doesn't try and run up the field like 30 yards of it. He does what his job is. And he's excellent at it. He's excellent.
Big up Ian Sinfield. Anthony says, got to jump out, Kate and Jimbo. Mrs. needs to go bank. My taxi service is required. Love to you both. And chat, remember to smash the like and subscribe to this amazing couple. Big up, Anthony. Have a lovely day. And yeah, enjoy. I think Paulinia is, for the price, will be signing of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would be in
agree.
there now. I would be in there now negotiating to buy him.
Yeah. Daniel says Paulinia offers still in our midfield, something Tottenham have missed for years and years and years. And boy, does it show. Now we've got him, what we missed. Next up, another player that kind of divides a lot of people's opinions, Rodrigo Bentancur, Jim.
Well, I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he was all right. I thought he did all right, but he nearly cost us a goal. Been farting around with the ball on the edge of the box. And I saw someone say on one of the streams that was Vic's fault. It wasn't Vic's fault because he could have got rid of that straight away. And he fart-arsed around with it. I'm going to give him a 6.
What I will say is he was the one who won the ball, who got the ball forward for Tell's goal. So on that basis, I'm going to give him a 6.5. But I'm not. We spoke about this briefly last week about him signing a new contract. He's good to have in the team or in the squad, but I think we need. We need better, don't we?
And he's probably better coming off the bench playing for 40 minutes or so, 35 minutes.
Lynn says Kudus is a very good player. However, I think as soon as he starts getting frustrated, he picks up cards. On Saturday could have been costly, and he had been sent off after those 2 clumsy tackles. That's his job. Do your job. Sound like Roy Keane there. 6.7. Then who have we got next? Simmons. I've spelled it wrong, but anyway, I can't bother to change it because it's Simmons, but it's Simon. Xavi Simon. What did you make of him, Jimbo?
Well, I thought he had one of his better games for us. I thought he did well. So I'm going to give him an 8.
Ooh.
And that little flick was exquisite.
Yeah, but that Rabona was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was a little bit. He likes to do them. If you watch his highlight reels, he does quite a few of them. And that's the first one I've seen not come off. So it was a bit... And the thing was, he was a bit slow there because if he'd have looked up a little bit sooner, that pass was on and there was no one near. Who was it out there? Was it Odebert? There was no one near him. And he took a little bit too long and then tried to do the Rabona.
I think this guy's got
a really good game. I thought he had a good game.
I think this guy's got huge promise, and I think he has to play in the number 10 because he's different gravy.
Yeah. I think Frank's practically said that in his press conference.
Yeah, Daniel's right. Don't be trying that shit again at 0-0 though. No, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 7. And I saw someone write it online, and they said at the minute he's all bark and no bite, and it's true. He's very tricky. He's got beautiful movement, but nothing's come of it yet. But I've got high hopes for this guy, and I really like him. And what I like about him as well is he holds himself accountable, because you saw him come off the pitch, and again, he was angry with himself because he hadn't made an impact. You could see he was gutted.
Well, he did make an impact. I thought he...
Yeah, but when I say an impact, I mean a goal or assist. So that's how I mean. Martin says, we'll always be biased with Xavi, but he had his best game for us, 7. Yeah, I agree. And I think there's huge promise there. Then we've got to go to this guy who, wow. What are you giving Kudus?
I'm going to give him the same as Udogie, a 9. I thought that they both could have won man of the match. So it'd be unfair to me to give him more or less. So he's just... he gets your bum off the seat, doesn't he? And he very rarely loses the ball. He has lost the ball a few times, but he very rarely loses it, even if there's 2 or 3 players around him. He normally still finds a way to kick that ball or get a pass out. He's very tricky. And I'll tell you what, we've been so lucky to get this guy, because what team wouldn't he go into? Would he walk into?
I agree. I mean, he assisted, didn't he, for Tell? He got the assist and he scored. I'm giving him a 9. I think he terrorised those Leeds defenders. He could have quite easily got a 10, but the free kick was a disgrace. The free kick was awful. I actually really wanted Simmons to take that. I wanted to see what he had in his locker. But look, set pieces are something they're going to have to work on, free kicks, because that was a good position. But no, a solid 9. I think he's been our player of the season so far. I think he's not really put a foot wrong. I think he's magnificent. Martin says, great signing for us and love his strength and skill. 9 all day. Daniel says, it's not the worst ever Rabona attempted, though. Anyone remember David Dunn for Birmingham? I remember the player. I don't remember his Rabona, though. Yeah. Well, that sounds rude. I don't remember his boner. Rabona. Shem gives him a 9.9 recurring. Drula gives him a 9.5. Look, I think this guy's been a revelation since he came to Spurs, and I think he's only going to get better. We just need to make sure we keep him fit. For God's sake, please keep him fit. Then we've got Matthias Teljimbo, who bagged a goal for us, and in my opinion, it was his best game for Spurs at the weekend. But another player that really does divide opinion. What were your thoughts on Tel?
Well, I mean, I'm of the opinion with players like Tel and Odegaard, right? We have to judge them game by game because I think they're players that are gonna learn under Frank and gonna get better and better, right? So I'm looking at it that he is learning. Something sinking in with him because I thought he had a very good game. I've heard 1,000 times on different streams he touched the ball 13 times, right? But in that 13 times, he scored and
nearly scored again as well.
Yeah, hit the crossbar. So I'm going to give Tel an 8. I think people have been very, very harsh on him over the last few months, and we haven't given him time as a fan base. Not me, but a lot of people haven't given him time as a fan base to work with Frank. And Frank, and I've heard people say they don't want to hear about the age, but he is a young guy and he needs to learn, right? So I think he's learning under Frank and it's beginning to sink in. So I'm going to give him an 8.
Big up Subdue Light says Kudus has been solid for us. Great strength. He will grow so much in the team. I'm going to give Tel a 7, but I don't. 7.5 actually. He sent that. He nearly scored in again just for half time when it hit the crossbar. I'm just delighted when someone has been really put down a lot and they come back and sort of. He had a good game. He works his socks off. Yes, maybe he only touched the ball 13 times, but he was absolutely what's the word? He was integral in us getting those 3 points. And
yeah,
so I'm going to give him a 7.5.
You've got to look over a season with a player like him and a player like Odegaard, right? How they progress over the season, right? And I thought he had a really good game. I saw something different in him. So every game we want to see him progress a bit more.
Mm-hmm. Big up Paddy says, afternoon folks, Kudus gives me Ginola vibes, up the Spurs, the quad is on. Yeah, look, it's a bit too soon to be comparing the two, but he hasn't got Ginola's hair, I'm just going to say. Martin says, Tel's best game for us and he needs goals for confidence because he needs it badly, but he's starting from rock bottom 7. Listen, I think we look better with him on the pitch than we do when we've got Richarlison on the pitch as well. I think the movement at the front is better than Richarlison's. So I'd be quite happy to see Tel start above Richie. I've been very, very critical of Tel, but he was lively yesterday and the drop-off when Richie came on was visible. Fair play to the lad. Yep, exactly agree, Steve.
I mean, I've seen in some, I'm not going to mention who's, but I've seen in some people's chats. I mean, I don't even know what word to say for him. Absolutely putting him down, like criticising him. He's useless. Some of the things they say about him. And to me, it's just not being logical, right? As I just said to you, you've got to give them time to progress under the new manager and to learn, right? And I think we're seeing that with him. This game, we saw a different side of him. So as long as it keeps continuing, you know, that's all we can hope for.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I don't like hatred
What was
towards
that
one
last
player.
one? What was that last one?
Before I
Rodney
go there,
Trott.
Jim, hang on. I just want to read out the people that got our free memberships that we've just gifted are Cam Shanks, Siggy Helgerson, Matt Bullman, The Animal, and Ryan McF. If any of you want to say anything, because I don't think I've spoke to any of you actually, but yeah, they all got memberships. Oh, Matt Bullman, I have. He's the guy with the Diogo Jota profile picture. So you have all got a free membership to the channel. There will be a member show this week. Lord Rodney
Don't
Trott says
as well, Kate. Read Paul G's out as well above it.
Paul says, Tell's a hard one to predict, could potentially be a very good player or could fizzle out and be meh, hard to judge. That's not, I think I agree with that. Rodney says, these kids are millionaires. It won't do him any harm in the long run. He's shown the right attitude at least. That's a good sign. And he looked a threat. So that's another good sign. Yeah. I agree with both of those comments. Yes, Richie is terrible. Apart from the 2 goals, he ain't good enough.
Look, I think my opinion on these players, I'm gonna bring 4 players into it, right? I'm gonna bring Odegaard, Tell, Richie, and Johnson or Lay. I think that Tell and Odegaard, we've got to give them a bit of leeway, right, to work under Frank and see what they can do before we slag them down to the ground. It's too easy to put these young guys down, right? They need time. It's only been 10 games or something with the cup games and the Champions League games. So we need to give them a good bit of time with Frank, see how they progress. Now Richie, I think that he's stuck in his ways, right, and he looks to me every time he gets since that first game. Was it the first game where we scored the double?
Yeah, against Burnley.
Yeah, since then, he looks to me like he's going backwards, right? It looks like he's going backwards to me. I mean, the drop-off from him and Tell was massive.
You've got to think he's 20 or 28, is he? So he's not really going to get any better. He should be at his peak now, and he's just average at best.
And I think that Johnson has got to start listening to his gaffer, because I think that he's gone backwards as well from last year. And he's for me, he's one of the laziest players I've ever seen in a Tottenham shirt. He is so lazy. He doesn't seem to work hard at all. And I don't want to be putting him down because he done brilliant for us last year. But he wasn't, look, let's be honest, he got 16 goals in the league last year, was it 16? But he didn't really work his socks off, did he? So he needs to start taking on board what Frank and the coaches are telling him if he wants to stay in this team.
Yeah, I agree. Rodney says hatred is different, but no one's immune from criticism when you're in the squad earning millions. There's serious demands on you. You've got everyone's dream job. I agree. And I think it's perfectly fair to criticise players. It's when it turns to real online abuse and everything else that I'm completely against it. But Paddy says 1 goal from Tell does not tell me his quality, but hopefully this will kick him on. Other than the Leeds game, nothing tells me he will be a star. I think that's fair, but look, I'm hoping.
It is fair, but the thing is, Paddy, what I'm saying is we need to see these players as games go by progressing, and I think the Leeds game Tell has progressed from the games before. Then we've got to see what he does in the next games.
Yeah, Odegaard had that hamstring last season, but still, then he was more of a project player, it seemed. Paddy says Richie must be sold in January. He's not good enough and a liability when playing. Martin says, agree with the youngsters, Jim, but Richie is a seasoned pro and Brazil's number 9. There's no excuses for him.
If you read between the lines what I was saying there, Martin, I'm saying that Richie needs to go.
Yeah.
That he's set in his ways now. You know, I don't see how he's going to change. And he looks, every game that goes by and he plays, to me, he looks worse than the game before.
Rodney says, Jimbo, I disagree. The proof's in the pudding. Tell scored an important goal, and we had that moment at the end with the gaffer and Tell. If they have what it takes, criticism, there's no better motivator. but the Twitter stuff is disgusting. Yeah, I agree.
Look, I'm not sure saying you can't criticise players. Of course you can, right? But some of the stuff that's said about him is disgusting. And I've seen people saying that he's absolute crap and never do this and will never do that. They don't know that. He's a young guy working with a new manager that he's not worked with before. We have to give him time to see where he ends up.
Yeah, none of us have got a crystal ball, as Subdue Light says. All we can do is hope that he kicks on and grows as a player, and Frank could be good for him. There's a chance that he never will, and he will always be meh. But as Tottenham fans, surely we should be backing him and saying, "Come on, you can do it." That sort of attitude, and hoping that he does come good, because there is something there. Well, I think there's something there. And finally, we had Odegaard.
My opinion, I think Tell's going to be a success at Tottenham under Frank. I think he will end up a good player for us. That's my opinion.
People can slag him off all they like. I'd still rather have him in the squad over Richie all day long. All day long. Saying he's crap isn't disgusting, though. That's the thing. He was playing crap, but has repaid the manager's faith, and now that relationship has got stronger. Yeah, I mean, crap. It's like when people say it's dog shit. I've said it before. I don't really mean that, because you don't make it as a professional footballer if you're crap or dog shit. But what you're basically saying is they're playing crap. They're not playing good enough. So I get that. I think the way sometimes maybe we word things as a human race is probably wrong, especially on social media. But Odegaard, Jim, another one who I thought had their best game for us against Leeds. I don't know what you thought.
I'm kind of lost with Odegaard. I don't really know what to make of him. I see flashes of stuff with him, but he doesn't float my boat, Kate, if you want to know the truth. I've not seen anything there. I just think he doesn't do anything for me. I'm kind of lost with him. I can't make him out.
What do you mean? He doesn't do anything for you?
He doesn't seem to do it. He seems to just drift through games for me. Right? I never look at him and think, oh, that was fantastic what he done there. You know, I can't make him out if he's going to be a good footballer or a waste of time. Or I've just seen nothing from him that makes me get off my seat and think, right, this guy. He could be saying, but with Tell, I look at Tell and I think this guy under the right management could be a decent player. But I don't really see that with Odegaard. I think he's going to be. I don't think he's a bad player. I just don't think he's going to be good enough for the Premier League. Not with Tottenham anyway.
So, what do you give him out of 10?
I give him a 6. I thought he had an all right game. He wasn't a hindrance or nothing, but I just think he seems to drift through games for me. I'm totally lost with him.
He got in some good positions. He played through the ball to release Udogie for the Kudus' break that they should have scored. He gave the cross for Tell that he headed against the woodwork. He played a great ball into Xavi's path in the second half.
He did well with the run against the crossbar.
So that's 3 key things where we could have scored. Look, I'm going to give him a 7.5. I thought it was the best game he's had for us, and probably the best left winger performance I've seen of the season, which doesn't say a lot because our left wing is terrible. But I think I was pleased with what I saw from him. I think there's high hopes for this guy. I
don't know what the people in the chat think. I'd like to know.
I mean, Marianne says 5.8 for Odegaard, so she's gone even lower than you. But
I mean, I like what was it? Colin who just said that you didn't read it out about if you're not winning every game. Was it Colin?
No, it's Paul. Downside of social media, if you're not 100% of winning every game, someone's always on your case.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Frank seems to see something in Odegaard. I agree with Steve there. If you're going to give Tell time, you will have to give Wilson time too.
Yeah,
he's
I agree with that as well. I'm not disagreeing with that, Steve, at all. I think he needs time. But he just doesn't. I mean, I look at him and I just think it drifts through games, never gets me thinking, yeah, I can see something in him. But look, Frank's going to work with him, and let's see what I could be well wrong. I've been wrong a million times before, so another time won't make a difference.
Lovely Lisa is here. Says, hey, you lovelies. Hope you're good. I'm wearing the same shirt as Jimbo this afternoon. Much love. Mwah. Much love to you. Hopefully we'll see you this season at some point. Rodder says they should be held to account by the fans when they're letting them down and letting themselves down. But that's just me. I agree. And I agree with Steve. He had the best game, just like Tell did. Absolutely. Fine line between being fair, critical, and harsh and personal. Yep, 100%. Ellie's in the house.
I don't like. I hate that.
Yeah, there's no need to ever get personal with. I mean, we don't know these people, and we don't know their state of mind. Look at Dele Alli. Look at Richie. They've all had trouble with their mental health. I just think people need to be mindful of what they say on social media. Good afternoon, Ellie. Says Odegaard is a work in progress. He flatters to deceive, but shows flashes of a good player. He confuses me. Same as what you said, Jimbo. He confuses Ellie as well.
He does really confuse me, and I'm kind of lost with him. But I'm just hoping Frank will work with him. But I mean, look, if we were Brentford supporters and we was watching Brentford, we would have probably said that about a few of their players. And look how a lot of them turned out. You know.
Matt says, has Odegaard actually done anything from the 12 months you've had him, Jimbo?
Yeah, he's had flashes here or there, and I mean, as Kate said, that cross he done really well to get that into Tell in the crossbar. But it's just, I don't know. It's just I'm not sure about him. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not going to make it at Tottenham, but if I had to say now yes or no, I would say that he's not going to make it. But as I said, I've been wrong a million times.
He is still very young. I mean, I don't know what the player ratings, what people giving Odegaard. I've only seen one that was 5.8. I never get personal. Social media is a cesspit. Giddy Haps, big up to you. Says Odegaard is not good enough for Premier League. Kudus looks like he's playing alone in attack. Every time I look at our attackers, strikers, and left wing, they've been useless. Useless is a bit harsh. I don't agree with that, but we could definitely we could and we should be having better at Tottenham Hotspur. Big up Benji. Hope you're well, my love. Good to see you. But yeah, that was the player ratings.
Where's Jess?
I haven't seen her. What are you giving Thomas Frank, Jim, for his player rating? Manager rating.
I'll give him a 9.
I'm going to give him a 10. I don't think he's done anything wrong at all. I think he played Tell when we was all a bit.
I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative this week. He
put Odegaard in and carried on with him. He played Simmons in the 10 that we've all been looking for. His substitutes were spot on. Yeah, I'm giving him a big fat 10, Thomas Frank, for this game. We certainly did, Steve. We did say this yesterday when we watched Grealish get the winner for Everton. He looks like he's been reborn. He's back as being a big fish in a smallish pond, being the main man, and boy, does he look comfortable there.
He would fit in so well in this team.
Yeah, he really would. Although I hate his hair. I'm sorry to be girly. I know it's nothing to do with his football, but his hair is disgusting. It looks greasy all the time. Won't be long, Benji, before we see Christmas trees up. And we'll have Steve D's Christmas tree blocking the door. So it looks pretty, but no one can get through the door. Hit the bar says Savinho didn't look anything special yesterday. Look, Man City are just getting their jobs done, aren't they? They got the job done yesterday, one goal.
I thought as the game went on, they looked worse and worse. When the game started, the first 20 minutes, I thought they looked fantastic. But it's not the first time I've seen that this year. This season, as the games go on, they look like, I mean, that guy had one-on-one with the keeper and messed it up. I think he scores that, they might even go on to win it. I don't know what's up with Man City, but look, I'm not bothered.
No, Ben says, how nice is it to actually predict to win a football game and then actually win it? I know. Unlike Big Ange Postecoglou, who hasn't won a game. Is it 7 now? 7 games without a win? It's not even the curtains anymore. I love the curtains. It's just the long hair scraped back. Yeah, ever since he's had that little kiddie, he needs to sort his hair out. It's nice seeing Grealish enjoying his game and football. Evertonians must be loving it. Yeah, it is, because look, he's had a tough time at City. It's hard. You go to City, you're £100 million plus player, whatever he went for. Unless you actually do something incredible, you're going to be considered a flop. And yet he's such a good player.
And I think they could do with him, Kate.
What?
I think City could do with Grealish, and they've let him go. Is he on loan, or have they bought him?
No, he's on loan. When you lose a player like Rodri, yeah, of course, Man City lost Rodri as well. That's not good for them. Ben says 0 wins, no clean sheets, 7 games, 007 for Ange Postecoglou. I am going to ask Jimbo. Oh, hang on. Before I do that, let me. Where are we? Content's good of content. Let me end that poll. I did do a poll of who was the man of the match at the weekend. I had Kudus, Udogie, or someone else. 84% of people said Kudus gets man of the match. Someone else got 10%. Udogie got 6%. That was 50 votes. So Kudus won that easy peasy. Jim, I'm going to ask you a question in the chat as well. Will Ange Postecoglou be manager of Nottingham Forest come the first Premier League game after the international break?
Yes. 1,000,000%.
Chat, give me a yes or no what you think. Obviously, we've seen today that Rangers have sacked what's that guy's name? Russell Martin. Will Ange Postecoglou still be the manager of Nottingham Forest come the first Premier League game? Hit the buses, yes. What are you doing?
Oh, look at her.
Oh, look at her. Bless her. Bonbons. Bless her. For Forest fans, I hope he goes. But for Wolfie, I hope he sees out his contract. Yes, yes. Joey says, Ange breaking negative records for fun. Yes. Steve D said, I was delighted to see Forest back in the top tier, but their arrogance has been annoying as F. Couldn't be happier to see them struggle. I agree. Marinakis has got a safe face. Marinakis hates being wrong. He will keep him till Christmas. I honestly would absolutely love for him to stay. I used to love Forest, but their fans are so cocky now.
There's nothing to say he won't stay and turn it round.
But I personally think he'll be sacked.
Look,
I think he'll be. Can I speak, darling? Can I just finish what I was going to say?
Go on.
I think he will be sacked in the international break. I'm going to put it out there, but I'm.
No, we're not interested in what you've got to say.
What a shame when he had man flu, Jimbo didn't lose his voice. The world would be a better place. That's for sure. I think he gets sacked in the international break, but no one else does. So that's just me. But go on, Jim.
He's come in there, right? He's got to work with them, get his philosophy across. He's not lost all the games. He's drew half and lost half, hasn't he? Something like that. But they've got to give him time. You can't have someone walk in the door after. How many Premiership games has he had? 3?
Don't know.
2 or 3. And he's had some cup games. You got to give him time. They're not going to sack him in the international break. Not in a million years.
Well, I'm saying yeah, because I'm feeling outrageous, but I hope it's a no, because I want to see the Forest fans absolutely struggle and cry and lose all the games. I hate international breaks as well. They're so pointless.
I mean, if you actually watched it, well, we watched the Forest game yesterday. I thought they were unlucky. I thought they played quite well.
Yeah, they did play quite well. They had a few chances. Jimbo says, let Ange cook, let him brew up a 3-course meal seated in the bottom 3. Yeah, let Forest go down, please. He's coming to a counter-attacking defensive team with his attacking style plus 12 new signings. He'll get better, but still relegate him. I hope Forest go down. I hope West Ham go down. Third one, I don't really care who goes down the third one, but them two.
Arsenal.
Who will start more games this season, Mawani or Solanke? Solanke. What do you think, Jim?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue because I don't know how Moani's going to play. He might come in and play really well.
Do you know what's weird?
It's going to be down to how they play, isn't it?
We signed Mawani as a striker, and yet we're linked today with Ivan Toney. Does Frank not like this Mawani?
Being linked to someone and buying them. We're linked with 1 million people in the summer. Being linked and buying them is different. It's two different things, Kate.
Yeah. Joey Barton, I know you like to have a little splodge. Did you know you can get 11-4 on Liverpool to win the league now? 11-4, nearly 3-1. It's absolutely craziness. Ben said, I'd never have expected Forest to beat Newcastle, but it's the manner of the defeat. Constant errors like us last season. The system is error and injury prone. Yep. If we talk about money laundering, Mawani seems bloody dodgy. Wages paid, no games, some kind of dead leg. Yeah, and I've also heard that he's overweight. I don't know. Mawani, because he's getting a bionic leg attached and going to kick everyone out of the way to score. The longest dead leg ever in football history. Oh, Joey got 3-1 on Liverpool to win the league. I mean, that's just madness. It's madness.
Let me have a look. Because I put tenner on, then it returns 56.66 or something. Let me have a look. Oh no, I put 20 on it by accident.
No, you didn't. I saw
it.
I did. Did you?
I did. Yeah, but it don't matter.
What, and you only get £56 back?
Yeah, 56.66.
Ugh, what a waste of money.
I just cashed it out because I'm going to look for better than that. I was
going to say, that's crap.
I thought I'd done a tenner, but I didn't. I must have done 20 by accident.
Yeah, who knows what's going on with Mawani. Man United obviously turning their fortunes around, getting a 2-0 win. Was it 2-0 at Sunderland? I think it was 2-0. I still think Amorim needs to go. City are as high as 11-2 on some exchanges. Yeah, I don't see City winning the league. Tottenham are 40-1. I know that.
Where are City in the league now?
Tables. They are 5th. 1 point behind us.
At 1 point behind. So they're still in with a chance.
They're 3 points behind Arsenal. Yeah, they are. Big up to the lovely AJ saying, good afternoon, you lovely pair. Hope you're both well. Hope Wills has been enjoying himself. He did have a lovely time with his girlfriend. Yes, he did. Heard Moani had an open sore. Yeah, apparently it didn't stop bleeding. That's what Thomas Frank said. Ange has already turned a team who never conceded from corners, now feeling like they're going to concede from every corner. The Ange effect. People think Barcelona are it, but they got bashed. We did a prediction on the terrace who's going to win the Champions League. Near enough, everyone said Barca, but I stuck with my PSG. Although I hope Spurs can beat them this time. Thank you to the new subscribers that we've got today as well. Thank you very much indeed. It's 7 games in. Yeah, that's true. All to play for. That's true.
Yeah.
Ollie says Katie. Oh, first, that's very unusual for anyone to call me Katie. It's succession planning. Richarlison will be sold end of the season. He's been disappointing. disappointed could be the understatement of the century. It's been absolutely dreadful. So yeah, yes, they're only 1 point behind us. City going about their business. Look, let's be fair. When you've got Erling Haaland in your team, it's a massive advantage. But yeah.
And when you think of the start they've had,
yeah,
they haven't looked good, have they? But they're still there.
So 11-2, 5.5 to 1 for City. Ain't a bad price, is it? Palace doing what we kind of expected and losing their unbeaten run at the weekend. Jimbo, you did say that we all predicted Palace to win, but you did say Palace wouldn't get top 6, that they're in a false position.
I don't think they will. I don't think they get top 6.
I think
they've had a good start, but they're finishing the top 10. But
a lot depends on Glasgow. If Man City, Man United sack Amorim and come crawling for Glasgow, and he does go there, I think Palace could drop like a bit of a stone. So it all depends what happens with him. But yeah, you do get. It's like Bournemouth. All these not little teams. Don't want to be disrespectful, but they've got to sustain that form throughout the whole season. It's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
But look, we're going into the international break in 3rd place. Are we at
3rd? Yeah,
3rd place. 2 points off Arsenal at the top. 1 point off Liverpool in 2nd. 2nd best goal difference. No, 3rd best. Sorry, 3rd best goal difference in the league behind Arsenal and Man City. I think Mo said something about us having the best conversion rate from chances or something the other day. I can't remember what he said, but look, the stats are good. This time last year, Woolwich had 1 more point, and this year Liverpool were about 3rd or 4th after 7 games. Yep. No, we haven't seen Jess today, bless her. Although she did come straight on and say, well done, Spurs, or she messaged us. And when we went in her room, she said, well done. And she couldn't be prouder of her team. And I think that's fair, because I think Leeds put up a very good fight. But yeah, Jimbo, anything else you want to talk about today? My throat is...
No, I'm just really happy with the start of the season. I mean, there's still some people saying Frank out on some of the streams, which is hilarious.
I think they're Ange fans.
No, I just think that they do it for get a bit of attention. There's people saying certain things about certain players, and I just think it's all attention seeking. I mean, as a Spurs fan, when you look at the last few years, we've got to be pleased with the way things are going, because we just look like a hard team to beat at the minute, which is what we want. We want people to come to our ground, and when we go there, I mean, our away form, we've got the best away form in the league, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
People say this is going to be a hard team to beat, and that's what we look like, a hard team to beat, and that makes me happy.
Amelia's fine. Funnily enough, I was talking to Shawnee over at Spurs Talk Show yesterday, and he's starting a new conspiracy show, and I might be going on and joining him, so that should be fun. But yeah, queries and theories. Our women are doing tremendous too. 3rd in the WSL, 4 points clear of Arsenal. Martin Ho done a fantastic job playing some great football.
They won 1-0 yesterday, didn't they?
Frank's been great for Spurs, says Rob. Like Chelsea, would probably lose to Forest now. Clicks and views, terrible, this YouTube lark. Look, I am going to finish the show there, because my throat, I've drunk all my coffee and my throat's drier than Gandhi's sandal. There will be a members show this week. I'll probably do a mental health catch up this week as well, because it's international break. I am redirecting you all to Sava, who is live now. Do go in, please, and say Kate and Jimbo raid, just to let him know that I've done a redirect. Big up Lumen, says congratulations, thank you. Big up Couva Bear, said I'm still not really bothering with YouTube. Wanted to say much love to you and the family. Always love for you, Couva Bear. You know that.
Hello, man.
Good to see you. But yeah, please do, like I say, you're going to get redirected to Sava. Please do say Kate and Jimbo raid when you get over there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Jimbo, do you want to end the stream?
Yeah, just get me on the lads. Third in the league. 4 points, 6 in the Champions League. Still in the cup. Got Newcastle, which I watched yesterday, and they are very beatable. So we've got everything to look forward to as Spurs fans. You know, we've got a great manager. We're building a good team, and it's all good. It's all roses at the minute. We've got a lot to look forward to, I think, over the next season and the next season. You know, it's just good. I'm enjoying it. I can't go into one of my rants because of my man flu, but I'm just over the moon with everything, and I think as Spurs fans, we should all be pleased.
Like I say, have a good day, everyone. Make sure you go to Sava's, say Kate and Jimbo raid.
And Leeds get battered everywhere they go. Leeds get battered everywhere.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins, back in the onion net, talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it, Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue, like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.